This short video will cover a first Java program using the NetBeans Integrated Development Environment. The content covers Chapter 1, Sections 4 and 5, the structure of a Java program, and compiling and running a Java program. Here are our learning objectives. We want to be able to create a Java project, also known as a Java program, understand the structure of a Java project, explain how the NetBeans IDE organizes the Java project files and folders, and compile and run a Java program within the NetBeans environment. The first thing we need to do is find the NetBeans IDE icon and launch the program. So find NetBeans IDE 8.2 on your desktop. Once the NetBeans IDE loads, you will see the Start page. Listed on the Start page will be any recent projects that you have worked on. Java refers to programs as projects. Hence we see, I have a lot of recent projects, but you will likely have none. You can close the Start page right here. The first thing we want to do is set up a new project. Find the icon in the upper left corner with the yellow manila folder and the green cross. Click on that. We want a Java category, project, type, application. So Java application, and then click Next. Let's call this Program1. Java will automatically put your project in the Documents NetBeans project folder. If you don't want that location for your project, you should select another folder. It will also automatically set up a folder and create main class. We're going to leave that box checked because we do want it to create the main class for us. Select Finish. Now let's investigate this a little bit. In the upper left corner, we see the project name, Program1. Inside that is a folder called Source Packages. Java organizes our program solution in something called a package, which corresponds to the folder with the same name. Here we see folder Program1, and here we see package Program1. These must be identical. Just let NetBeans set them up for you, and you should be fine. Don't try to change the name of these. Inside that folder, we see Program1 with a capital P this time. This program1.java file is the file we're looking at in the big window. The name program1.java for the file exactly matches the name of our class, Program1 with a capital P. Let's take a look at this class. As I scroll down, we see that we have a public static void main listed with a set of curly braces. This is where the execution of your program will begin. Yours may look a little bit different because I've removed some of the comments. But here is where we will type the actual code. We will use the code that matches your textbook on page 7, figure 1.2. Now we don't have to type a lot of what's in this file because NetBeans took care of it. So we're only going to have to type in 2 lines of instructions to create this program. Let's do that now. Notice that NetBeans will do some typing for us. That is fine. Just be sure that what gets typed in exactly matches what you see in the textbook. Let's talk about this now. We see the class name Program1. Again, it must exactly match the program1.java file in the Program1 lowercase p folder. Java is very particular. If you type capital P, it is different from typing a lowercase p. So we have to be very careful when we type in our programs that we capitalize certain letters correctly and don't capitalize other letters correctly. Public class Program1 has a set of braces. Java uses braces to identify the beginning and ending of program units. So here we see the begin and end of the Program1 unit. Inside Program1, we have a public static void main, and it too is a program unit. This unit is called a method, and this is what's known as the main method. Notice it has its own set of braces, so these 2 lines of code are part of the main method. Let's take a look at line 1. When we look at line 1 of what we typed, we see system.out.println in parentheses 20 plus 3. And at the end of the line, we see a semicolon. This is the basic structure of a line of code in Java. It will always end with a semicolon. System.out.println means print to the screen what you find inside those parentheses. Now Java is pretty smart. Java will know that 20 plus 3, when we put them together, will add up to 23. So our output will actually be 23. On the next line, we see another system.out.println. This time, the 20 plus 3 are inside quotes. Anything inside quotes is considered literal, and that means Java will print out what's inside the quotes. So although the first line is going to print out the result 23, the second line will print out 20 plus sign 3 because it's inside quotes. Now if you look closely at this, you'll notice that the first line, 20 plus 3, the 20, the plus, and the 3 are black in terms of color coding. On the second line, we see that the quote 20, the plus sign, the 3, the end quote are an amber color. So this is just NetBeans' way of letting us know that Java is going to interpret those 2 lines differently. The first line will be interpreted as numbers that should be evaluated. Go ahead and do the arithmetic. The second line is interpreted as a string literal that Java should just print out what's inside those quotes. Okay, let's take a look at compiling and running this program. Up above, find the hammer with the little brush. It says clean and build the project. This is how we compile the program. Let's click on that. And below, we'll see a window where Java does its work. And as long as we didn't make any typing mistakes, we will see the message, Build Successful. Mine, the total time was 2 seconds. Yours may be a little different. I'm going to stretch that window up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to run the program. To run the program, find the green arrow at the top. It should say Run Project when you rest your cursor on it. Go ahead and select it. And sure enough, we see the output. The output for the first line is 23. The output for the second line is 20 plus 3. Each one of these system out print lines generated an output line. And they're different because what's inside the parentheses are considered different. The first, numeric, the second, a string. Take a look at the upper left corner again. Notice the double discs. This is the Save All button. Whenever you compile, that's the build with the hammer and the brush, Java will automatically save what you typed in. And so as soon as we click on the build, Java saves the program1.java file. It also creates a file that the Java virtual machine can run on your computer. In another folder, NetBeans has created program1.class, and that will be the file that gets run when we hit the Run button. Let's run it one more time. And again, it produces the output 23 for the first line, 20 plus 3 for the second line. Each print line statement prints its own output. I'm going to exit. That closes our NetBeans program. Happy coding!